Nice, nice, nice. First and foremost, I want to give thanks to the Creator. And you know, I want to give thanks to the Creator because I'm extremely grateful for life. And I'm talking about the good times and the quote-unquote bad times. Because I do acknowledge that even in the bad times, I see that there is always opportunity behind the obstacles. I understand that adversity will always lead me into accomplishments. And you know, when we talk about pressure, well, pressure just makes us all better performers. Do you agree? All right, all right. Well, as the brother said, he kind of butchered my name a little bit, but it's okay. My name is Devon Wimbush, but many of you in the audience know me as Rock. You may know me as Rock Stages. You may know me as Onasanya. You may know me as Kiapo. Really just depends on the side of town and what you're into. But I am the co-founder of Clean Ways Academy, along with my brethren over there, Kinsale Anderson. Y'all give my brothers some love, right? Okay, there we go. Y'all beat me to it. I couldn't even get the words out. But with Clean Ways Academy, we are a men's recovery program in short. 3.1 level, and I like to say that we are the absolute greatest men's recovery program in the world. So we do service individuals. Let me make sure my man got that right. So we do service individuals that come to us. Of course, these are men that are broken. These are men that struggle with addiction, men that have what we call co-occurring disorders. That's mental health as well as substance use disorder. These men come broken. Many of them have been homeless. Many of them has, eating out of trash cans, et cetera, et cetera. And so when we speak about leading well, we are tasked, myself and the rest of my team over there too, we are tasked with leading them well. And the thing about it is, if you were to ask me, how do I lead well? Well, simply put, we teach that what qualifies one for leadership is first you must demonstrate that you've been able to lead yourself properly. Is that correct? Because surely if you haven't demonstrated that you can lead yourself properly, then everybody that follows you, you'll be leading them into ruins. And so in short, I lead well by doing my best to be an example of what wellness looks like in action. All right? So I also would, while we're here, like to give thanks to the ancestors. And that is simply because I understand that without their sacrifice, without their courage, I wouldn't be able to stand on this stage today as an intelligent, free, handsome, young, gifted, and black man. I also, I get applause for that? That's me. I must be killing on today, huh? But also I want to give thanks to another young, gifted black man. This brother I met a couple of years ago, I don't know, maybe 5-6 years ago. And when I met him, word is born, I told him, and I told his sister Jaleesa, who I met at the same time, that y'all two are really the future. And that brother is none other than my brother and yours, the good poet and philosopher, Brother B Love. Y'all make some noise for my brother, man. Solid brother. So, I'm going to move forward because I've been known to be long-winded, and I don't want to run out of time. But today, surely I lead well. But obviously, that wasn't always the case. I think some of you who know me know that. So if we were to rewind back to 2003, if where this brother is standing is leading well and living in wellness, I was all the way on the other side of the stage, and this is how I was living. Chaos. I was selling drugs, I was using drugs. I was selling alcohol, I was using alcohol. And as far as the multi-dimensions of wellness, well, physically, I was torn. Mentally, the same. Socially, all of my comrades and the people that I communicated with day to day, they were also engaged in using drugs and selling drugs. And something happened in 2003, it was August, I got shot. And at the time when it happened, my adrenaline was rushing so much, I only knew that I got shot one time. And so when I was on the way to the doctor and they took me into Chippenham, they rolled me in on a stretcher or gurney or whatever they call it. They cut my clothes off and the doctor started examining my body and he realized that I had been shot 7 times. And so he started to check my left arm because I had got hit 3 times in my left arm. But I knew that I had got shot one place before he even told me. And we all adults here, so I want to be as clean as I can with this. But the place where I knew I had got shot was in my manhood. If you don't understand what that means, let's just say that it severely damaged my testicular fortitude. Right? And so the doctor was checking on my left arm, and I right-handed guard. I said, Doc, wait. Don't worry about the left arm, Doc. I can live without the left arm. I'll be all right without that.
We here with you, brother.
I'm gonna need you to check on these crown jewels, Doc. Can't live without those. And so after that, I fell into a stage of deep, sincere depression. I mean, I locked myself in my mother and father's bathroom because obviously I was in my 20s. I was in the height of I don't know what I was in the height. And I thought I was in the height of something I wasn't. And I locked myself in my mother's and father's bathroom, and I cried, man. I mean, I cried. I mean, boo-hooing, snotty nose, asthma type crying.
Broken.
And I started to think, like, man, how did I get here? Like, how did I get here? Mm-hmm. And similar to how the sister did, I started to think back into my childhood. And I started to think about how blessed I was. I mean, I came up in a family where I always got praise for being intelligent, being handsome. You know, my mother was a diva, and so of course she dressed me nice as well. She taught me to look and smell good, to be able to articulate myself. And as I thought more and more about my childhood, and then I thought about where I was today, I became inspired. The depression turned into determination because I had the foundation already set for self-value, for self-worth. And needless to say, after that point, I started to research more about herbs. Initially, it was only herbs to help me rise to the occasion, but over time, as I started to learn about different herbs, I started to use them, and that became a part of my everyday. And I started to exercise because I wanted to build my body back up strong. You know, I went from doing a half a push-up every day to doing 1 to 2 to 3 up to 60. And to make a long story short, eventually I got back on my feet. And now the reason I bring this story today is because I know as leaders, right, we all lead well. And in the environments or in the fields that we're in, trust me, I know it is very emotionally taxing to be a leader in the realm of wellness. People come to you and they expect you to be their emotional dumpster. They come to you with their problems, their fears, their hurt, their worries. And as leaders, I know, and I can speak for all of you, that you're willing to accept that pain that comes along with your profession because you are dedicated and passionate about helping people. The problem becomes at times that a person will come to you and they'll request your advice about wellness. They'll say, hey, brother B-Love, I'm depressed, I'm stressed, my bills are behind. And brother B-Love sometimes will give you protocols and strategies. And I'm perplexed sometimes, I'm befuddled. Because even though he's giving you the protocols and the strategies for wellness, my question becomes, why don't they use them in those times? And so instead of talking about me the whole time, I want to jump right into this for us as leaders and pose this question, why don't we choose wellness? Why? Now I know that most of us are here a bit advanced. You already choosing wellness, right? But I want to ask you all a question real quick. How many of you in the audience today, you can just raise your hand and say, me. How many of you in the audience today have stayed in a toxic relationship too long knowing that you should have left the relationship? Okay, just a few, okay. I get it. Many of you are here with the person that you're in a toxic relationship with. And you're reluctant, and I understand why. I'll give you a pass for that. It's all right, it's all love you still. But when we talk about why the individuals that come to us for healing, why don't they follow the protocols? I'd like to talk about a specific part of the brain that's going to be difficult for you, brother, but you got it. It's called the ventromedial prefrontal cortex. The ventromedial prefrontal cortex. My brother. Oh, that boy's sharp. He's all right with me. Now, it's important to note that the ventromedial prefrontal cortex is responsible for your self-image, self-value, self-worth, and your ability to evaluate long-term consequence versus long-term benefit. And so oftentimes what happens is, even though that person knows that they need to choose wellness, right? Because their sense of self-value and self-worth isn't high enough, when it comes time to make the decision to choose wellness, they choose opposite. Now, if you ever have a chance to look at a brain scan on what they call an fMRI machine or an EEG, you'll find that an individual that has high self-esteem, when it is time to make the decision to choose wellness, this part of their brain, which is representative of the ventromedial prefrontal cortex, my God, ironically, it's right behind where most of us consider to be the third eye. When a person has high self-esteem, this area of the brain shows a lot of activity, it's lighting up. And what that means is the person that has high self-esteem has an increased ability to make the right decision in regards to their self when it's time to choose wellness. On the other side of the spectrum, the person that has low self-esteem, low self-worth, low self-value, when it's time for them to make the decision in regards to choosing wellness, it is compromised because it shows very little activity within the prefrontal cortex region. And so what we can understand from this is that when we do give the people the wellness protocols, and we give them the game, oftentimes they don't use it because they don't see themselves as valuable enough to invest the time, energy, money, effort into the wellness practices. And so a part of our mission as leaders, and if we are to lead well, for us, it starts at being able to help individuals truly love themselves. And I don't mean just self-love. I mean, like Jalisa say, I mean love up on yourself is what I mean. I mean fully investing into yourself. A lot of times what we begin to do with the gentlemen in our program, y'all check me for time, when they do simple activities, I mean brushing your teeth, washing your face, we instruct them before you even do it. You say, because I am worthy, because I am valuable, I'm going to brush my teeth and take care of myself. And what this starts to do is sort of like a positive affirmation. It starts to help to build and strengthen the connections within the prefrontal cortex. And so that over time, when it is time for them to choose wellness, because they have increased their self-value, then they go ahead and choose wellness. And so what I like to do real quick is a quick exercise, because I know when it was time to raise the hands, many of you said I never did that before, so I know we are all experts in the field of wellness, but I want to run through a quick exercise. So I just need everybody, get up on your feet real quick, if you are able to. Get up on your feet, if you are able to. If you're not, that's all right. You can just do it from where you are. And I want you to raise your hands up to the ceiling, because we're going to incorporate movement with the affirmation. And I want you to look up to the sky and say, I am worthy.
I am worthy.
And because I'm worthy, I choose wellness. I am valuable. And because I am valuable, God damn it, I deserve wellness. All right now, go sit on down. Sit on down. And I'm not going to hold y'all too long. The crux of my message is this. And it's not about me. It's about us as leaders being able to adopt protocols that will help us to better serve the individuals that we sacrifice so much time, energy, and effort for. And so I'd like you to start evaluating before you start throwing out all the wellness protocols. You tell them to drink more water. You tell them to eat more green leafy vegetables. You tell them to go take a walk in the morning. And what you may not have understood thus far is that they don't even see themselves worthy of that type of investment of time. And so oftentimes we start to beat our heads against the wall because we're not able to do that which we want to do with these individuals. But it is because first, one must increase their self-esteem, their self-worth, and their self-value. And then it makes more sense to go and spend $125 with Sister Jalisa to go get a stretch massage. Best in the business. Right? It makes more sense to come to me and spend $35 on your John Seamoss. Makes a lot more sense. And so, again, my name is Rock, Devon Wimbush, Clean Ways Academy. I'm going to end here, but I'd like to let you know that if you have a friend, a family member, an associate, somebody you know that is struggling with addiction, struggling with mental health, myself, the good brother B-Love, who is also a part of our team, a valuable part of our team at that, the brother Kinsell, brother John, my brother, good brother back there, Tervino, that we are dedicated to helping these individuals release themselves from the grips of addiction. And as a matter of fact, I train my guys not even to call themselves addicts. I say the first thing first when you step into the door, you are not an addict to me. I don't speak to addicts. I simply speak to and address men. And that becomes the foundation for them to be able to raise their self-esteem and their self-awareness and self-value. And so again, if you have individuals that are in need come and holler at me, man. I'd be more than willing and actually happy to help. And that's all I got. It's Pete signing off.
Y'all give it to Devon one more time. Devon. Oh, I needed that break. I needed that pause break, right? One more time, Mr. Devon Rock Wimbush. The next speaker coming to the stage, I want to make sure I get this name correct. Salam Halou. Ladies and gentlemen, show some love. Our next speaker, Salam Halou.